Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning Dynamite Service with explosive results. So make sure you guys remove those big mats because underneath them is going to be a lot of debris that we want to make sure that we're getting off of here. As you can see, there was a few plants here, and we're going to be surface cleaning these pavers, and we're also going to be cleaning the joints and seams. If you guys notice, we've got a nice little oil spot there, and we also have some tannins. So we've already removed the plants. These are the plants that were on the in the front foyer there. We've noticed that there's a lot of rocks. Make sure those rocks are nice and back, otherwise they're going to get tangled up in your surface cleaner and create a problem. We can see here that we have some weed growth in the joints and the seams. So if I take you down there, you'll be able to see what that weed growth looks like. That's par for the course, very common here. And what we're going to be using today, as you guys can see, I've gotten some toys off of the front foyer there, and that mat, this would be the big mat that would be on there, so make sure you remove that. What we're using is basically a 55-gallon poly tank. That's filled up with about 23 gallons of SH. We're going to be shooting that straight, and the reason being is because we're going to be using the X-Jet. I'll show you what the X-Jet looks like. Whoops, I just threw it out of my back pocket. This is what the X-Jet looks like. So this is going to siphon the chemicals. This is on a reducer, this is what we're going to siphon our solution with. So I'll put that back in my back pocket. Hopefully we didn't cause too much damage. We may need to file that down a little bit. We still have a little burr there, so we'll file that down before we get started. So we're using a Blue Dragon surfactant, and that's going to be really handy for things like this. So if I take you over here, this is a tannin stain, so you can see that tannin stain in there, and the SH will dry very quickly in this heat. We're in the dead of summer. Want to wish everybody a happy 250th here in America. We are going to be celebrating on Saturday. Today is Thursday, so in a couple of days, but those surfactants will help that SH stay wetter longer, doing a more effective job. You can see the joints and seams here. We got the beginning of the paver snakes, so that's moss in the joints, and so basically we've got about 23 gallons. We're going to be shooting about a 4.25 mix out of there. That's straight, no proportioner on that X-Jet, and basically what I have is 3/8 poly braid. This is a small cover I use. It's just an old hat, you can see, and that keeps the leaves out. That is what the solution looks like inside of there. You can see that. And so this 3/8 poly braid is about 100 feet. And that'll stretch all the way out to the back, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a second. We're using 100 feet of high pressure hose to the machine. We tied in with the customer's hose just because they have a nice brand new hose, and it will work. We're using the DN10 high pressure ball valve, and we will connect the X-Jet to the end of that. We will siphon the chemicals out. Once we're done, we'll go ahead and turn the machine up because I go about a 3/4 throttle to about 2/3. We'll be hooking up to the Platinum series. This is the Whisper Wash Pro series, and we actually put a different bar on that. So I want to show you guys what that bar looks like. This is the HydroFlow bar. So if you take a look at that bar, that is a special bar. Yes, they are expensive, but boy, they are a dream, just an absolute dream. So you guys can see what the HydroFlow looks like, and just to give you a kind of an idea. We didn't have to roll out any of our own hoses. Like I said, we're tied into the customer's hose. You can see we carry about 250 feet of different types of hoses for supply. So certainly plenty of hoses there, both high pressure and garden. I'm gonna take you guys around to the side. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Stay cool out here. Make sure you stay hydrated. I forgot one of my drinks today, but I have the other one. So this is just gonna be a driveway surface cleaning. We're gonna be in and out of here in a couple. But we wanna make sure to get all those weeds out, get all those stains lifted. I'm gonna turn you around because we're gonna do this little patio here as well. And you can see some small staining, mildew, as we're walking through. That's mildew, guys. Okay, but you have some weeds that are growing up that we need to get rid of as well. So we are I'm gonna wipe this off and hopefully not screw anything up. You guys can see now what this looks like here, right? So that is what we have on the walkway. So we have a very colored, even though this is a tricolor paver, it should not look like that. You guys can see all that blackened through there. That's gonna be absolutely beautiful momentarily. And you can see that 100 feet of hose that I have. So I never have to move that tank. That tank is strapped to a aluminum hand truck that's highly rated, almost 1,000 pounds. And you know, I wheel it out of my trailer, and you know, that's a long stretch. You guys can see there's where my trailer is, there's where the chem tank and siphon hose, and I'll never move that. That'll take care of this whole stretch all the way through here, you know. So you know, that's going to be, you know, 150. So we're looking at a little over, you know, we're looking at, yeah, roughly 150 feet now, you know, something like that. Anyway, and that makes work really nice. So we do see some swales. I always look for things. So I have a little buckle here. That's going to be a collection area with water. And that's why you have the rust in there. This is not rust here, but this is rust down here. So a rust treatment would be highly advantageous. This is a little larger driveway than your normal driveway. It's not huge, but you know, we do take care of this little walkway here and just make things really, really pretty, you know, for the homeowner. So I'm gonna go ahead and crank on my water. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Everybody have a great day. I'm running just a simple 4,000 PSI, 4 gallon a minute cold water unit. And we'll show you what we have on here. This is going to be a Comet. So that's the ZWD 4040. It's the Comet on there, and you know, it's the standard GX 390. Let you guys see that. That's your motor, and standard GX 390. What I do like about these tires is that these will never go flat. So if you look in there, that will never go flat. So that's a solid tire. So you never have to pump those tires up. Are they a little bit heavier? Yeah, but you know, you really don't. That doesn't really matter a whole lot. Because you're not really wheeling very far. Sometimes I just leave it by the trailer. Anyway, hope everyone's having a great day. I'm gonna get to work. I will shoot everything from a TikTok video to Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, showing the results of these. And hope everyone's having a great day. Stay safe out there for the 4th of July. If you guys are out there in the field like I am, make sure you stay hydrated and work slow with purpose, and consistency over intensity. That way you don't kill yourselves out here and end up stroking out. Have a great day, everyone. Trevor Thompson, TNT Pressure Cleaning, dynamite service with explosive results. Take care.